The Laguna de Aculeo is a small lake about 1¼ hour southwest from Santiago, the capital of Chile. This lake is formed in an endorheic or closed basin, that is, a body of water that does not drain into the sea, but instead seeps into the ground. Its source is mainly rainwater from the surrounding mountain slopes and a series of mountain creeks that usually dry up in summer. The Laguna de Aculeo is known since before the Spaniards came to the New World, and in the last 2 centuries it used to be a tourist attraction for Chilean nationals. Swimming, boating, skiing and fishing were the most common activities it offered. However, in 2010 it started losing its natural balance of incoming and outgoing flow of water. This imbalance was caused by irresponsible political administrations that didn't provide proper hydrological management to the basin, allowed an excess of water extraction for residential use and agriculture, together with 12 years of drought. 2017 saw the largest real estate expansion along the banks of the lake, including illegal water wells that extracted groundwater coming from the lake and informal cesspools. After November 2017, the loss of water surface took a free fall and became evidently catastrophic, with all fish dying off due to eutrophication and oxygen depletion, animals getting trapped in the mud, and corpses here and there. And finally, in 2018, no water was in sight. It was completely dry. These conditions would prevail for the next 4 years. All those dead animals and plants and all the suspended matter in the water, runoffs from agriculture, manure, fertilizers and pesticides have ended up in the lake's sediment due to evaporation and filtering into the groundwater. 4 years went by with a nutrient-rich sediment that could have been removed in truckloads without the impractical costs of dredging the water column. Apparently, nobody thought of that, but the landowners around the lake, instead of improving the environment, have been moving the boundaries of their properties, taking over the lake's beaches and making it impossible to walk around the lake. Additionally, since the 1970s, they have been closing access to the lake, and currently there is no way of getting there unless you find a house offering access in exchange for a tip or charging. In Chile, all lakes, rivers and seashores should have a reasonable access road by law, and landowners must not intervene a space of 80 meters from the shoreline, which is reserved for public use, so anybody can walk all along the shore without restriction. However, law enforcement doesn't work very well, and social media is full of complaints, memes, public shaming, and so on.
El conocido guatón de Gasco.
What in Chile is called a funa, and in Argentina is an escrache. Let's go back to the sediments. Even if the sediments can't be used for growing crops due to the presence of toxic elements, at least it would leave the lake's basin ready to receive any rain, without the risk of those contaminants entering the groundwater, the water used by the residents in their homes. In fact, the rain that fell in 2023, thanks to the Niño, gave the lake 45% of its usual volume, and in 2024 that volume has risen to 65% thanks to more rain. As we can see here, the lake still needs another 3 to 5 feet to reach its historical levels. With the water, different populations of birds have arrived. Some migrant birds on their journey, and others colonizing the area. Locals are monitoring the bird populations and, with Greenpeace, are trying to get the lake to be declared a protected wetland to ensure proper management. However, in January 2024, dozens of birds were observed suffering paralysis and over 30 had died. High temperatures, abundant nutrient-rich sediments, and water are the perfect conditions for eutrophication. The fact the birds show paralysis suggests they have ingested neurotoxins, probably from Clostridium botulinum, the botulism bacteria. Other bacteria, cyanobacteria, are abundant in eutrophication conditions and produce a variety of neurotoxins and hepatotoxins. These toxins can enter the body through your eyes, nose, mouth, and even skin, causing a variety of ailments from a simple rash to something much more serious that may require hospitalization and can lead to death. Hepatotoxicities and neurotoxicities have also been found in pets and other animals. In July 2024, the Health Authority banned the use of waters for personal use or agriculture due to a high concentration of fecal coliforms as well as toxic levels of iron, manganese, and sulfates. Well, as things are, you won't want to go to this place unless you're well prepared. Don't touch the water, don't touch the plants. In fact, you'd better not touch anything unless you wear gloves. Don't take kids or pets, even if you have them on a leash. Maybe use a full suit. There are better attractions in this place, like the natural reserve Altos de Cantillana, although you will have to schedule a reservation beforehand. Or you can climb up another mountain to get a bird's eye view of the area. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.